Welcome back to the show. I love when we can take, serious issues like we're going to be discussing right now in our next segment, and that is children's mental health, but we can also have some fun doing it and some fun ways of raising awareness and raising, of course, much needed funds. I am joined by the volunteer president of the Wonderland Tea Party for Children's Mental Health, Shona Fleming. Shona,
hello.
Welcome. Great to have you here.
Derek.
Let's talk about, first of all, there are many organizations, many things you could attach yourself to. Shona, what drew you to children's mental health in particular?
Personally, myself, I just would say that in my career and in my volunteer life, I've always advocated for people that I feel need help and can't advocate for themselves. So twofold then, the children cannot tend to advocate for themselves, and secondly, mental health issues tend to render someone a little less able to figure out the ropes and do the advocacy, right? Because that's the nature of the condition. So I feel that because I have that experience that I need to continue to do that because there's much need.
Yeah, and we know that pre-pandemic there was certainly a lack of mental health services for everyone, but we're talking about children in particular today. And now sort of in this, return to normalcy and post-pandemic life, do you think we've seen a growth in, mental health issues with young people?
Absolutely. What's happened is pre-pandemic, we saw a 90% increase since 2010 in the number of children that needed mental health help. And so what happened actually at CHEO was that there were so many teens and youth in that state of mind that we kind of usurped the children's beds. So for a period of time, we really didn't have a place for the children 12 and under to go and be admitted for help. So it didn't mean they wouldn't be helped, but they might not be on the mental health ward, and so we've found that now we're seeing even more increase because of the isolation that happened during COVID. There were a lot more issues that came up, and the work that we're doing now is for a new project with CHEO that is focusing more on the children's mental health and will include things like eating disorders as well.
Shona, so I guess, from what you're explaining is it's not just a lack of services, it's a lack of space as well and funding, right? If you look at the amount of money within our universal health care system that goes to mental health, it's still well below what's necessary.
And that's entirely true. For example, in this time that we've raised over $200,000, that would provide care for 2 children for a year. So, if you say in and out. But so say about $110,000 a child to be admitted for care.
Unbelievable. I had no idea it was, that amount of money per child. Well, and that's why we have fundraisers, and you've got a wonderful fundraiser that was inspired, of course, by a tragic story, Shona.
Very tragic story, and I think so many in our community are aware, but, we have newcomers in the community. Many have heard of Councillor Alan Hubley, one of our city councillors, and his wife Wendy, working tirelessly to promote mental health access because they lost their son Jamie by suicide 11 years ago now. And Jamie was a ray of light. Actually, my daughter went to his school, and he just almost, he was a ginger, he always had a halo, and he just brought a lot of joy. And the thing was, he tried to start a rainbow club. And I think he was ahead of his time. That's just an opinion I'm having in this minute. But, so he got bullied. And things got worse for him, and it was really sad. So Wendy wanted to give back. She wanted to start, first of all, by revitalizing the ward that they have over there, which was kind of dull and gray. She made a beautiful mural with them, and now we're working on new ways to help the children.
Excellent. And one way you're going to be helping is by raising funds with this Wonderland Tea Party. Well, why a tea party? What was the inspiration behind that?
Well, Jamie liked to have tea parties when he was young as well, and so his mom, Wendy, said to me, I want to have a tea party, and I said, I'm in, and really, the play on Wonderland Tea Party being with the Mad Hatter, we're just trying to promote the mental health in kind of a fun way. And so what we do is we sell tickets for about 200 guests. We happen to sell out.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. We definitely still need the funding, as you've already said. We can accept online donations or in person or e-transfer, however they want to send it. And I think you're going to share some of those details. What we'll do at the event is we have a silent auction, and that's a really big big part of how we raise the funds. And then the sponsors, of course, we can't do it without sponsors.
Yeah. Still looking for sponsors, I would imagine,
absolutely,
right?
Derek.
I know it's sort of the final hours as we get closer and closer, but sponsorship is so important for events like this, right?
It is. And this is an annual event, so if they're not ready for the budget this year, let's get them thinking for next year.
I love it. And you managed to continue through the pandemic, and I know you and Wendy take a lot of pride in the fact that you were able to do that, Shona.
It was tricky, and when you're selling tickets for an event where people can't actually come to an event, we ended up putting our our silent auction online, so we had the funds there. And we have some really loyal supporters in the sponsorship area that also supported us at that time.
Excellent.
And when we were able to come back to live events last year, we moved to the Brook Street Hotel Pavilion to be al fresco and, sort of damp down some concerns about COVID that might have been out there.
Okay.
So we were able to sell out last year and again this year at the pavilion.
So you're in that pavilion, right?
Yeah,
oh, that's just an amazing space. So what happens? I mean, obviously, there's a tea party involved, and tea is served. What else happens during the event?
We have we have all these lovely treats, like as far as like luncheon style tea party with the sweet and the savory.
Nice.
We have volunteer fire department members come and pour the tea for our guests.
Oh, you're kidding! I didn't.
It's really kind of fun.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, and we're very lucky that we've been well supported also by the mayor in the past, and Mayor Sutcliffe has agreed to come this year. So
Wonderful.
We're looking forward to welcoming him there. And we are emceed by our honorary Alice, who is Catherine Dines from Move.
Oh, I love Catherine.
And you know her,
yeah,
so she gets right up there, and she brings it real too. She has a connection to mental health.
Yeah, she does, and she's been just a great advocate in our community. Speaking about that, well, shall we enjoy a little bit of tea here? Let me just pour you some out of this beautiful teapot here. There we go.
From Victoria.
Look at, you got to have
magical
a little bit. Look at that.
Mad Hatter's tea.
There we go. Very nice. Well, here's to you selling out another wonderful event, Shona.
Very much.
Really appreciate it. And again, a reminder, although it is sold out, you can still make a donation.
Thank you.
Sponsors, of course, Shona just mentioned it. It's so incredibly important to get those on board. So if you can't do it this year, there will be a 9th annual Wonderland Tea Party, and you can donate at wonderlandteaparty.ca. Again, it's happening Sunday, June 11th, 2 to 4 p.m. Unfortunately, it's sold out for you, but you can keep it in mind for next year. We'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere. Yes.
Thank you.